We are continuing our series on breaking down key trends that are affecting the community management industry as we lead up to CAI's CEOMC. The next topic is a hot one, ancillary revenue. That is all revenue that is made outside of base management fees. And this is something I could literally talk to you about for hours. There's so many different aspects of this discussion from the ethical side of the discussion, but I'm not going to get into all of that right now. I'm going to keep it very high level. So, what is driving this trend to need to diversify the revenue sources of a management company? So, what we are seeing, especially since 2020, is that we have seen management fees mostly staying flat. But what's happened at the same time? Expenses have gone up a lot, whether it's from inflation or primarily being driven by increased salaries for the team members in our space. We also, at the same time, after COVID and once interest rates shot up, we saw resales really go down in a lot of markets. And what many companies found is that they actually weren't profitable on their base management fee alone, and that resales was actually the thing that was keeping them afloat. So the big players in our space, God love them, they have really figured this out and they have maximized the ancillary revenue sources. And this has given them a big competitive advantage over those who did not do this. I have seen several cases where a management company that has maximized their ancillary revenue sources bought a management company that didn't. And from day one, they added those ancillary sources and they were able to cover the debt service on being paid to the seller. So they essentially got a free management company because the seller had not maximized those sources. So at CLI, we want our members to keep raising their management fees and we want them to value the service that they offer, but we're also living in reality that they also have to maximize the ancillary revenue sources at the same time. So we're already seeing in some markets companies that are offering 6 months free management. We have seen this in several markets now to incentivize a community to make a change. How can they do this? Well, it's because they have all these other ancillary sources that will keep them afloat in those 6 months before the management fee kicks in. And I'm not trying to be gloom and doom, but I am afraid that one day there is going to be so much money that can be made outside of management fees that management companies will start to offering free management. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't want that to be the case. At CLI, we're doing everything in our power to not let that be the case. But this is a reality that we have to face and potentially plan for. So one of the most important benchmarking metrics that our members track is base management fees as a percent of total revenue. So the highest performing companies only have about 30 to 40% of their revenue coming from base management fees. So check out your revenue, break it down. If 90% of your gross revenue is from management fees, you need to make it a priority to start diversifying your revenue today.